PSA, AMD's graphics driver will eat one CPU core when no Radeon installed. While I was messing around with an older SSD test system, not benchmarking anything, I wondered why the machine's performance was so sluggish with the NVIDIA card I just installed. Windows startup, desktop, internet, everything in Windows would just be incredibly slow. This is an old dual-core machine, but it ran perfectly fine with the AMD Radeon card I used before. At first I blamed NVIDIA, but when I opened Task Manager I noticed one of my cores sitting at 100%, that can't be right. Digging a bit further into this, it looks like Radeon settings.x is using one processor core at maximum 100% CPU load. Ugh, but there is no AMD graphics card installed right now. Once that process was terminated manually, right-click, select End Task, performance was restored to expected levels and CPU load was normal again. This confirms that the AMD driver is the reason for the high CPU load. Ideally, before changing graphics card, you should uninstall the current graphics card driver, change hardware, then install the new driver, in that order. But for a quick test that's not what most people do, and others are simply not aware of the fact that a thing called graphics card driver exists, and what it does. Windows is smart enough to not load any drivers for devices that aren't present physically. Looks like AMD is doing things differently and just preloads Radeon settings in the background every time your system is booted and a user logs in, no matter if AMD graphics hardware is installed or not. It would be trivial to add a check if no AMD hardware found, then exit immediately, but okay. Also, do we really need 6 entries in Task Scheduler? I got curious and wondered how it is possible in the first place that an utility software like the Radeon settings control panel uses 100% CPU load constantly, something that might happen when a mining virus gets installed, to use your electricity to mine cryptocurrency, without you knowing. By the way, all this was verified to be happening on Radeon 20.11.2 WHQL driver, 20.11.3 beta and the press driver for an upcoming Radeon review.